Hello and welcome back to Chaotic and Witchy. Thank you so much to everybody who has left a like, a comment, or subscribed to this channel. It really makes my day seeing you guys interact with the channel. So big thank you to all of you. Today we're going to be looking at what is coming your way in September. So meditate on a pile, make your selection, and I will see you in just a little bit. Hello and welcome to your reading pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I want to get right into it. So first and foremost, pile 1, I believe that your months leading up to September have been filled with quite a lot of adversity. I get the overwhelming sense that you have had a lot of challenges and setbacks and that you have a bit of a wounded heart right now. I get the sense that perhaps you have been quarreling with the people close to you, or you have had a lot of emotional pain that you're dealing with this Healing the Heart card. I get the sense that you have been through a lot of difficulty and perhaps even self-destructive behavior. It doesn't have to be that dramatic. It could be little ways in which we undermine ourselves. But I feel like ultimately you're suffering from a lack of control. I feel like things have felt so chaotic and uncontrollable for you lately that you're just having this overwhelming difficulty regaining control. And I guess one of the ways in which you have been dealing to regain that control with that Devil and Judgment card is you've been carrying a lot of pain and guilt and carrying it internally, and it's been manifesting with that Devil card. And the Devil card speaks to addictions, difficulty, pain, tethering yourself to something that is unhealthy and not serving your greater good. And I get the sense that you have been very down on yourself. You may be, drinking more. You may be spending too much money and overspending. You may be going back to people that are not good for you romantically. Perhaps you're revisiting relationships that are not suitable for you and didn't serve you well in the past. And all in an effort to gain back control, because you're looking back into the past and the past seems greater than the now, just because you're going through this very strong transitionary phase. And what you need to know, pile 1, is that's totally okay. And it's okay to feel out of control and chaotic. But the important thing that you need to remember is that this moment is a transitory phase. And this moment is just meant to put you through the ringer, because it's meant to challenge you and forge you in fire. It is meant to give you a reason to fight, and simply because you have so much in the future that's coming up for you that is going to be great. But these challenges are placed in your way so that when you do finally get that goal, that ultimate outcome that you're seeking, that happiness that you're seeking, whatever it is, this is a general reading, so for various people it can be a different outcome. Once you get it, it's going to be so much more satisfying for you. It is going to taste so much sweeter. And one of the things that I'm seeing for you, pile 1, is that you have this Wheel of Fortune card. And one of the things you need to remember with this Wheel of Fortune card is I think that good things are coming for you in September. And I think that things feel a little bit out of control because they're in the hands of destiny, of fate, of forces greater than yourself. You simply cannot control it because things are twisting and turning and shaping and fitting into place. As difficult as that might sound, as painful as that might be, they're twisting into place because the outcome, the final outcome of what you're going through is going to be such an incredible experience. It's going to be so fulfilling. It's going to be so satisfying. And one of the things that I'm seeing for you, pile 1, is that for some of you, you've been through a lot of emotional pain romantically with that Healing the Heart card and this Into Me I See card, because in September, you're going to regain trust and you're going to be able to lift those boundaries you have built up for yourself, likely because somebody else has made you put them there. Somebody else has made you feel like you cannot open up and be fully trusting and fully intimate, and have likely challenged and shaken your foundations, your belief in yourself, your confidence. And in September, you're going to really start to regain that, and you're likely going to be able to experience intimacy with someone or with yourself, depending on where you're at in life. You're going to be able to open up and be vulnerable and intimate with someone. So If this is something you've been struggling with your current romantic partner, you're going to start to see that shift and change in September, and you're going to be a little bit more warm and welcoming to intimacy. Or if not, you're going to finally meet somebody who's going to help you pull and peel back those layers, those difficulties, those challenges that have made you put up this boundary and this wall and really close yourself off. With this Healing the Heart card, I get this overwhelming sense that whatever pain you've been through, pile 1, leading up to September, you're going to start healing. You're going to gradually start working on pulling down those boundaries that you have built for yourself in a safe way, in a way that is going to be safe, in a way that it's going to be reciprocated, and I'm hearing that you're going to be protected. The other thing that I'm hearing for you, pile 1, is you need to embrace the chaos. If things feel out of control, like I said, it is meant to carry you to your greater good. It is meant to take you where you need to go, because I think overwhelmingly, in the long run, pile 1, you're meant to be a leader with this I follow my inner guidance card and this Priestess card. You're meant to be a leader first and foremost, because with these two beautiful cards, the Priestess card says, how are you being called to step up and lead? And this I follow my inner guidance card tells me that you are getting a lot of signs, messages, you're dreaming vividly, you're likely hearing clairvoyant messages that are telling you to take a step in a certain direction. There is somewhere that you're being called to, there is some place you're being pulled, and the universe is pulling you there, and I feel like you're resisting it. You're being called to lead because ultimately, pile 1, you are meant to be a leader in some space, manner, or form. You are meant to be somebody who is very critically important in an area. You are meant to guide others. So if you're currently working on something that is going to give you that rank, that position, that reputation, and you're feeling like it's just not working, I can't get there, there's something about this that is, I feel like everything is getting in my way and creating a mess, and everything feels disorderly, chaotic, and not, doesn't seem to be working. I'm hearing for you, pile 1, I'm getting the message that you have to embrace the chaos. You have to ride that wave, like this beautiful Fool card standing on the edge of a cliff, about to leap into the unknown. That's because soon the unknown is going to become known, and soon the pieces are going to fit back together. That disorder, that chaos is going to be organized and made orderly, made tidy. And that is something you really need to remember. And I think that you're resisting change because I have this Autumn Mermaid card, and this card is all about the inevitability of change, the changing of the seasons, the changing of the tides, and the fact that we have to embrace it and go with the flow, because something may be quite uncomfortable for us. It may not be our favorable outcome or our favorite state of being, but nonetheless, that is because other things are going to happen and change and flow, and ultimately we have to embrace the in-between. And I'm going to read you from this little guidebook because I think the poem is very beautiful and very profound and very applicable here. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. As Mother Nature sheds her autumnal frock, preparing for her snowy cloak, she casts away the finery of handsome maple and hardy oak. As seasons change, so must I, subject to the clime's extremes, yet I cannot help but long for warmer days and sunny streams. I think that you, again, are longing for those sunny days. You're longing for things to be better, for things to be a little less messy and disorganized. But the thing you need to remember, and again, I don't think that this is something you can control. I don't think this is something that you can slap a Band-Aid on or repair yourself. And I feel like you're desperately fighting against this change. But ultimately, what you need to know is that you have to live in the moment. You have to embrace it. You have to be, if you are meant to lead, and I think you are, pile 1, great leaders are forged by fire. They are forged by adversity, by challenges, by setbacks. And I think that is what's coming through for me, pile 1. You are going to be forged by fire. You're going to go through a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties and setbacks, but that is because in the grand scheme of things, you are meant to be a leader. You are meant to persevere. You are meant to be resilient. And in order for you to be resilient and built tough, you have to go through difficulties, challenges, and setbacks. And in September, I believe you're going to get that clarity, and you're going to be able to listen to your inner guidance a little bit more clearly. Thank you so much for joining me here, Pile 1. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if this reading resonated, and I hope to see you again very soon. Hello and welcome to your reading, Pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm going to get right into it. So Pile 2, I think that you are incredibly hardworking, dedicated. I think that you may be somebody who has their hands in a lot of different areas of life. So you may be somebody who has a day job, but then you have a life at home that requires a lot of effort, time, and attention. You may be taking care of your family, or you may be working a day job and simultaneously trying to get another project or business off the ground that isn't part of your regular grind, but you're doing a lot. You're stretching yourself thin, you're working hard, and I believe that you're starting to get a little bit worn out. You're probably getting the sense that you may not be feeling like your efforts are manifesting quickly, that the effort that you're putting in isn't really coming to fruition as quickly as you would like, that things aren't happening. You may also feel a lack of support. You might feel like you're conquering everything alone, but these cards indicate to me quite strongly that whoever picked this pile is somebody who's incredibly hardworking, dedicated, and resilient. In fact, so much so that you have the Warrior Woman card here. You have the card that says, have you answered your deepest calling? This is a card that asks you this question: have you answered your deepest calling? Are you putting your time and energy and effort into the things that make you happy, Pile 2? Are you dedicating your attention, your love, your just everything you've got, your vigor, to the things that are meant to make you happy? I get the sense that perhaps you're feeling that you're not. I feel like perhaps if you do have a day job that isn't as fulfilling as your hobbies, your dreams, your interests, that you really need to pull back and focus on the things that bring you happiness, joy, and fulfillment, Pile 2, because I do get the sense that you are stretching yourself thin. And I think that you're somebody who's entirely capable of doing multiple things at once, but at the same time, you need to be reminded, are you really focusing on the things that bring you love, happiness, and satisfaction? Are you feeling fulfilled and complete? Pile 2, one of the other things that I am seeing for you in September, if you have been putting in a lot of effort into an area of your life, your effort is going to start paying off with that Seven of Pentacles card here. With the Seven of Pentacles, you need to know that what you're putting your hard work and dedication into is going to start coming to fruition in September. You're going to start seeing the fruits of your labor. And I feel like you've been working very, very hard with the Seven of Wands card. And I think that one of the things that's happening for you in September is there's going to be a very powerful change. You're going to get an opportunity or something that is going to help propel you into motion, propel you into that Seven of Wands energy where you're going to be mobilized towards something quite quickly. So if you've been putting in a lot of time and effort into building something, whether it's a project, whether it's a job and related endeavor, wherever you're dedicating and putting your energy and effort in right now, you're going to start seeing a payoff. And with the Pentacles energy, it's likely a financial payoff, or just the payoff of your efforts and labors is going to manifest, however it is that should be. If this is something that you're putting in effort and hoping to see a return financially, that's what's coming for you. If this is something that you're expecting to see a return in terms of building up if you're working, for example, if you're working on a YouTube channel, or you're working on something you're building something, trying to get it off the ground, it's going to start manifesting and coming your way, Pile 2. The other thing about you, Pile 2, is I think you're incredibly dedicated, and you're going to have the energy and the capacity and the stamina to do everything. So if you're feeling a little bit bogged down, a little bit tired, a little bit fed up with all of the effort that you've had to build and put into this work that you're doing, this endeavor that you're partaking in, you're going to get a new revitalized sense of energy. So I'm going to read the little poem that comes with this little oracle card here for you, because I find that they're so beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I am extended in 8 directions, torn and pulled beyond the max. I have thumbs in too many puddings. I must withdraw, renew, and relax. So one of the things you need to remember, pile 2, is that, like I said, you have been working very, very hard. And one of the questions that I have for you is, where have you been working? Where have you been putting in your time and energy and dedication? And is it time for you to relax? Is it time for you to take a step back? Should you be going on vacation if you've been putting in those crazy hours? Should you be taking a moment to revitalize and re-energize yourself, because you have a lot of great things on the way, a lot of great things mobilizing and heading your way. And one of the things that I'm also seeing for you, pile 2, is that September is going to be a month full of love. It's going to be a month full of just loving, supportive energy. So if you've been feeling that you've been carrying burdens on your own and people haven't been there for you, I'm hearing that for some of you, you get the sense that everybody is in their own worlds. And that is because you haven't been abandoned, but people have taken a step back because they themselves are being worn out, and they themselves are very much under a lot of pressure, and they might just be recovering themselves. But in September, with this beautiful 3 of Cups card, you're going to start seeing your friends again. You're going to start seeing your family again, and you're going to start feeling that support. You're going to start feeling that love, especially with this gorgeous tender embrace card. So if you've been feeling like you haven't had that support, that love, that connection with the people around you, you're definitely going to start experiencing again people that needed to step away to regain a little bit of their own energy, to get their heads straight, to get their emotions sorted. They're going to start trickling back into your life because they're now going to start feeling a little bit more revitalized and a little bit less broken. And I'm feeling that the friends that you do have are going to be very forthright, honest, and very open with you with this gorgeous I honor virtue card. These are people who are going to come into your life. They're going to mean well for you. They're going to be there to support you and build you up, especially with these broken pillars. If you can see here, the pillars in this card are all a little bit chipped, but they're still pillars, right? So I get the sense that the people in your life have also been through quite a lot these few months, these months leading up to September. They're a little bit chipped, they're a little bit broken, but they're there to nonetheless be beacons and pillars in your life, and they're there to, and they mean you well. So the support is coming, that love is coming. Everybody around you wants to see you succeed. These are the people that are going to be coming back into your life in September. And if you don't have these people in your life, you're going to meet people who are going to start coming in with those virtuous qualities, with those really honest intents, and they're going to want to see you thrive, pile 2. So really the takeaway here, pile 2, is that in September, you're going to be motivated, you're going to be energized, because I believe you're going to take some time to renew and really gain back your energy, your strength, and your resilience. You may take a step back to recharge, you may take a break, you may do whatever it is that your heart calls to instead of the usual grind, the usual 9 to 5, the overtime, whatever it is that you're doing. You're going to take a bit of a step back and you're going to recharge, and that's all because you're going to be propelled forward, and you're going to be propelled in an area that is actually incredibly meaningful to you. So it's not going to be an area that you feel obligated to do things and you feel like you have to do things to make, to get a paycheck. This is an area that is represented by that 7 of Pentacles card. This is the area where you really have been putting in your efforts, your hard work. That is the area that you feel passionate about. That is the outcome you want. And with this a powerful move card here, it is going to be very much a brand new opportunity, a brand new expansion. And it's going to very much be a powerful move. It's going to be a significant change, an important change that is going to propel you forward and take you where you've got to go. And then finally, pile 2, you're going to have the love and support of well-meaning friends and loved ones. And especially with this tender embrace card, seeing these 2 elephants, perhaps it is a romantic partner with this 2-2-2 synchronicity, the 2-2 here and the 2 here. There's quite a lot of synchronicities coming your way. So if you've been waiting for a romantic partner that is going to adequately support you, or you've been waiting for that support from friends and family, that is going to start trickling in as well for you, pile 2, in September. And remember, first and foremost, pile 2, you are a warrior woman. You're somebody you don't have to be a woman. It's just what the card says, but you are somebody that was very, very strong with that, you know, tentacled friend card, the Seven of Wands, the Queen of Wands. You're going to get that confidence. You're going to get that strength, that vigor, and you're going to feel renewed and whole and ready to battle and keep pushing forward, because whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that you're putting your time and energy into, that is going to start trickling into your life and coming into your life in a real way. So that is what I have for you, pile 2. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this reading, and I hope to see you again very soon. Welcome to your reading, pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm going to dive right into it because there's a lot to talk about. So first and foremost, pile 3, I think you've been putting a lot of energy and strength and effort into an area of your life, and I feel like you're getting a sense that nothing is happening, nothing is coming to fruition, nothing is manifesting, nothing is working. I'm putting in all of this time and effort again and again and again, and I'm not seeing the fruit and the reward of my effort, and I'm feeling so tired, so bloodied and bruised, and so let down. And what I'm feeling for you, pile 3, is that you are being reminded, number 1, that you are resilient, you are tough, you can conquer this and more, and now is not the time to give up. So if you have been feeling frustrated and defeated, now is not the time to give up. You have a lot on the other side. You have a lot to fight for, and your dreams and efforts are not meaningless. And I think that you're really struggling because you are unable to see the fruits of your labor. You're unable to really appreciate all that you have done. And I'm also sensing that some of you, if you are artists or in the creative field, you have been struggling with a creative block, and that is what's causing you to feel like you aren't good enough, like your efforts aren't manifesting, that things aren't happening as quickly as they should. And one of the things you need to remember is that you have the Page of Wands here. And what the Page of Wands stands for is limitless potential, movement, and the fact that you are on your way to being re-imbued with creative energy, re-energized with creativity. You're going to get new ideas and new direction and new inspiration in September is what I'm sensing for you. So if you have a sense that you're just simply struggling and not having, you're not worthy of it, your efforts are not paying off, that is not the case. You are definitely going to get more of a creative spark, a re-energizing, and you're going to get a lot more energy to keep going on this journey. So if you're feeling defeated, tired, what I'm hearing is perhaps you need to take a step back and just renew and restore yourself. But ultimately, you're going to be propelled into motion. So if what you need is to take a step back and to take a break, that is what you have to do, but you cannot give up. You can take a momentary break, you can take a step back, but you're not, I was going to say you're not allowed to give up, but you're really not allowed to give up. That's not an option for you because you're so close to getting what you want. And I think that you are forgetting just how resilient and strong you are. And in September, it is going to be more obvious and more clear that you are resilient, that you are strong, that you have been putting in this effort, that this effort is going to pay off. You have this Earth Magic card, and I feel like for you, what really it represents is that the seeds that you have planted, that effort that you have put into a project or an endeavor or an idea or whatever it is that you're trying to bring into your life, that you may not be aware of it, but the seeds are growing. The earth takes care of it. The earth manifests that pentacle energy, that earth energy that brings us abundance and financial security and all of those things. That is what's represented by the earth energy, that pentacle energy, and you have it here quite clearly. You have so much of that lush earthy energy here. You have it even in this Let It Go card, where you have this gorgeous foliage, these birds, all of this earth energy, all of this growth, all of this beautiful, I guess, abundance that is headed your way. But one of the things that I'm also sensing for you is you've been engaging in a lot of negative self-talk. You've been allowing the negativity to creep in. You've been wanting to give up. You've had that voice sneak into your head that says, just give up. It's not working. Your efforts aren't paying off. It's not happening fast enough. You should just quit. You're being asked and told by your guides, by the universe, by whatever it is that you believe in, that you have to stop that. You have to stop with the negative self-talk, and you need to speak with good intent with this I speak with good intent card, because the things that we allow to leave our mouths, the things that we allow to enter our minds and sit there and rent room in our brains and in our heads, those are the things that are going to come outward, because sometimes it's just negative reinforcement. When we think all things are bad, when we think we want to give up, when we think things aren't working, that is what we're going to see. So you need to really try to reprogram your brain in September and really focus on abundant thinking, of energy, of creativity, of emotional stability, because I'm getting the sense that you have been engaging in negative self-talk. You've been letting negative ideas come into your mind. You've been letting, the desire to give up and to stop working enter your mind, because things have gotten difficult. And they've gotten difficult not because you're giving up, because you've just started and there was a barrier or a setback and now things are hard. But it's gotten difficult because you've been fighting for this for a very, very long time with that 9 of Wands card. You've been really putting in your effort and diligence and hard work into making it grow. And you're not seeing the results of it because the results are still beneath the surface. Like a seed that's planted in the earth, we don't actually see the seed until it breaks the surface, because there's so much going on beneath the soil, beneath the surface, that is not visible to us. And that is the state that you are in with this Earth Magic card. You're simply in that state where that growth has not yet broken the surface, but it is going to break the surface in September. You're going to start seeing that effort come to fruition. And with that King of Cups card coming for you in September, I'm also getting the sense that this September, or rather in the months leading up to September, you have been crying a lot. You have been very down. I'm seeing that you've been kind of laying in bed and thinking and ruminating and beating yourself up and letting the negative thoughts creep in, letting the defeatist way of thinking come into your mind and rent room in your head. Whether we like it or not, sometimes we can't control it, but you're being asked to remember that in September, you're going to be represented with this King of Cups energy, this incredibly emotionally stable, clear-headed, thinking energy, which is going to really bring you that clarity and that emotional stability. You're going to start seeing things for what they really are, and the veil is going to start getting lifted. And the other thing that I'm seeing is that, again, I feel like you've been very, very emotional, both because of your efforts going unrewarded, or you're sensing that your efforts are for nothing, but also because you have been dealing with a lot of emotional issues as well. So this may be just one of the problems that you're dealing with. There might be external problems in addition to that are really causing you to feel set back. And there's something else that is being asked of you with this Get Grounded card. And this card is asking you to connect with nature and to return to nature. So I'm feeling that some of you may not have been in nature, and you likely find solace and recharge and rejuvenation when you are in nature. So what I'm seeing for you in September is that you're going to go out and you're going to reconnect with nature, especially with these dwindling final months of warm weather. As we move towards the fall, as things are going to start cooling down, you're going to get some moments to connect with nature, and you're likely going to perhaps gain inspiration from connecting with nature. You're going to get ideas when you are in solitude, when you are in a meditative state, when the world around you is quiet and you can actually hear your thoughts, your ideas, and your inner voice for what it really is. And again, the real main takeaway for you, pile 3, is how incredibly resilient you are with this mermaid with a baby alligator card. And I'm going to read the poem that comes with this card. I've been doing it for all of the piles because I really do love the poems that accompany these beautiful cards. And this is, I think, a beautiful reminder for you to end off on, pile 3, about how resilient you truly are, because this card is all about snapping back, being defensive, and not in a bad way, defensive in a protective way, but also just resilient, remembering that you are built tough. You're built to withstand. So whatever difficulties and challenges that have made you feel a little bit more low, a little bit more prone to sadness, and a little bit more prone to negative self-talk, you're being reminded that that is about to change, and you're going to be reawakened to your own strength. So I'm going to go ahead and read the poem for you. The poem goes, "My buoyant baby, slight and new, rugged leather, lined with dew, firm and fit, poised to attack, falling forward, snapping back. And really what you need to know is that even if you feel like you're a baby, even if you feel like you're a little bit naive, you're immature, you're not really ready, you haven't really been, you don't know what you're doing, you're struggling, you're fighting, you're trying to grow, you're trying to persevere, that even if you are a tiny baby alligator, remember at the end of the day, you're an alligator. So it doesn't matter how small or vulnerable you might feel right now with all of those difficult emotions that you may be facing. At the end of the day, everything here is meant to remind you of your resilience. It is meant to remind you of your strength with that 9 of Wands card and that baby alligator card, because you are resilient, and whatever difficulty you are facing right now, you have to keep fighting, and you have to keep fighting through it, because ultimately that difficulty is going to lift. And with this Temperance card, you're going to find that balance. You're going to find that perfect balance, that temperate energy, and everything is going to once again come back into alignment, and you're going to start feeling a little bit better, and you're going to move away from that negative self-talk, and things are going to come your way in September that are going to really illuminate your strength and your resilience and your ability to resist against the currents that are trying to hold you back. And that is what I'm seeing here for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and I hope you have a lovely day. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile 4. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm incredibly grateful to have you here with me, and I'm going to get right into the reading. So pile 4, you have been through a lot of pain. You have the 3 of Swords here, as well as the broken open card. I'm getting this overwhelming sense that there are people in your life who are represented by this Hierophant card, who are very traditional and very conservative, really stuck in their ways. The Hierophant can represent a lot of good things, but I think given the surrounding cards and the energy, I think there are people in your life that are holding you back. I think there's a lot in your life currently that is unaligned, that doesn't suit you, that is not meant to propel you forward, that is meant to tie you down into really old, static ways of thinking, that has driven you into a bit of complacency because you're unable to really shake against the cage that you're in. You're unable to rattle and really move past it. So I think that this could be a person in your life or people in your life that are dictating the way your life should look like, that are dictating how you should think, how you should approach your spirituality, the way that you love, the way that you pursue your dreams and your goals, and are telling you that there's a very set way for you to tackle all of these things. And when you start to move against it or rattle against it and move away from it, they kind of pull you back in, and they convince you that their way is the right way. And what I'm sensing for you is that whatever it is that this external force is, or these people are, this is causing you to feel unaligned. It's causing you to feel extremely unhappy with that 3 of Swords energy, that broken open energy. Perhaps you have been in a romantic relationship with somebody who has made you feel this way, who was controlling, who told you to be in a very set headspace, a very set state of mind and state of being that really contained what you could or could not do. Or perhaps this could represent your family member or a friend group or friends who are telling you how you should act, what you should do, how you should behave, because in their view it is the right course of action, but in fact it's a very unaligned way for you. It is not compatible with your journey and what you are supposed to be doing, with how you are supposed to be approaching the world and your ideas and your dreams and your hopes, and that's what I'm sensing here. I feel like the Hierophant is representing for you, pile 4, either a way of thinking that must have been driven into you by people that have power and authority over you, because the Hierophant is also an authoritative figure, or people who have really set the stage as to how your life should look and how you should present yourself and how you should carry yourself and what you should do. So I'm getting that there's this overwhelming presence in your life that is quite authoritative. And the other thing, like I said, I feel like there's quite a lot of unalignment and disjunction in your card. There's a lot of, in your life, there's a lot of problems that are caused by really trying to force somebody to fit in this box, because you know it doesn't work for you. You know it doesn't fit. You know it's not really helping you shape yourself into the person you want to be, helping you go where you want to go. Well, one of the things coming for you, pile 4, in September is that you're going to be, like I said, you're going to get a reinvigoration, and you're going to be able to forge your own path. You're going to move away from complacency, and you're going to really value yourself. You're going to value your own self and your own body. With this I hold purity and high esteem card, I don't really want you to think of this as a religious message, as something that's meant to say pure is better, you should be pure, you should be, you know, innocent, or whatever, you know, those old ways of thinking are. No, what purity in this sense means is you have to value yourself. Your body is a temple. So if there have been people in your life that are telling you how to carry your body, how to, you know, how to love, how to really express yourself, you're going to find that you're finally going to move towards really valuing yourself for yourself, and you're going to be within your skin. And that's what this card represents. It's not purity in that conservative sense, but rather in the sense of being true to yourself, finally being allowed and permitted, because you've permitted yourself, and you're no longer seeking permission for other people, permitting yourself to be yourself, really and truly, and to be aligned with this align your life card, and also this card where all of the chakras are aligned in her body. I'm really seeing for you in September that you're going to really align with yourself, with what your inherent needs and wants are, with what your aspirations are, and you're going to hear your voice over the voices of other people who might be telling you how you should live, how you should dress, what you should do, how you should forge your life, where you should study, what you should study, all of that. You're going to finally start to sense your own strength, your own power, and your own prowess with this Knight of Swords card and this Page of Wands card. The Knight of Swords card is a very action-driven, ambitious, motivated, charged card. And the Page of Wands suggests creative spark, new ideas, innovative vision. So you're really going to get this sense of ambition and innovation and a new way of approaching yourself, your dreams, and your goals, because you have been through quite a lot of pain and challenge and difficulty. Like I said, it could be a romantic partner, it could be fighting with family, you know, trying to really fight for what you want, for how you want your life to look like, with people pushing back, with conservative ideas, set ideas, ideas that they have set onto you that you yourself did not choose. And for that reason, you are suffering and you're struggling. With that Knight of Swords and that Page of Wands energy, you're going to be opening to discovery with this gorgeous card here. And what this means is that you're likely going to both discover yourself, your inherent self-worth, your value, how you want to approach things, how you want to live your life. You're going to have direction, motivation, and a path. But more so, you can see that there's all of these mountains, and mountains are very much that Hierophant energy, that very firm, fixed, steady, resilient, immobile energy, that the really kind of authoritative stance. And right carved into is this keyhole, and inside of it is this whole new world. And there's a lot of adventure to be had, an opportunity to discover and to learn. And I get the sense that you're going to very much open the door to discovery into yourself, and really see yourself, your dreams, and your hopes and your ambitions as valid, as important. And you're going to be able to express yourself really and truly, and you're going to get that energy and that motivation and that affirmation that you need. And it's going to come from within yourself with this Hold Purity and High Esteem card. She's actually even standing on a pedestal, but she's standing on a pedestal instead of, you know, the Hierophant, which is sometimes represented as being above all else, being that figure of authority. You're going to become the authority figure for your own life, and you're going to very much start inhabiting your skin and living your life the way that you want to, the way that is most suitable to you. And the other thing that, you know, with this Golden Mermaid card, and I want to actually go ahead and read from the little guidebook that comes with this Oracle deck, because it has these gorgeous poems, and I really think that this one's quite appropriate for this reading. This card is asking us and urging us not to get stuck in complacency, not to get stuck in the way things are just because they may be easier and you're appeasing somebody and you may be avoiding conflict and strife and difficulty in the process, but really you're not being true to yourself and you're going to continue being stuck until you finally forge your own path. So I'm going to go ahead and read the little poem that comes with this card. It is easy to become complacent, to lie back and be content, with tolerable circumstances to give up and give consent, to common expectations and meagerly pursuits. It is easy to traverse along the least resistant routes. And really what I feel for you, pile 4, importantly, is that September is going to usher in a calling to move away from this complacency, this unalignment, this hierophant authoritative way of thinking, whether it's something that you are stuck in and that's something that you've ingrained in yourself or other people have tried to enforce in you. And you're going to finally open up with this broken open card. Usually when we have our moments of clarity is where we've been pushed to such a point where we cannot be pushed anymore and we break. And sometimes being broken is very important. It's an important part of our process to be pushed to a point where the tolerable becomes intolerable, because we start to realize that those ways of thinking and the way that we have approached life or the way that life has been imposed on us no longer works. It is no longer satisfactory for you to be stuck in this way of thinking, and you're going to be pushed outward and forced to change, but in a way that is going to align you with you and your own true self, your own true personality, your body, your existence, your dreams and your hopes. And you're going to start to shake off those complacent, tolerable ways of existing for something that may be more uncomfortable. For the meantime, it may be completely new to you. You may experience things that you never experienced with that opening to discovery card, but ultimately it's going to lead you closer to who you really are and who you are meant to be. And that is a beautiful thing, pile 4. So thank you so much for joining me here today. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you like this reading, and I hope to see you again soon.